We are going to do one of the new recipes from Pampered Chef Season's Best. This is like the best little recipe thing. We are making ravioli lasagna, and we're doing it in our new baker with the tray that also acts as a lid. And we're going to do breadsticks also. Although I'm modifying the breadsticks just a little because I like cheesy breadsticks. So this is really cool. It's got this gorgeous pearl white on it. So pretty. I'm loving it. Okay, so we're going to start with the sauce. We're going to have 32 ounces of sauce, which I made in the deluxe cooking blender this summer. And it's got roasted tomatoes, garlic, peppers, and onions in it. Okay, so we're going to start with that. And then we're going to add, you're supposed to add, ooh, I splashed, a can of diced tomatoes. Well, I have tomatoes that I can, so I'm going to use them. I'm not going to use the whole jar, just going to use some of them. About 15 ounces, which is probably going to be about half. Pour in some of that juice. That looks like it's about half. And I'll save this for another recipe. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I'm going to stir that up. And then we're going to microwave it and warm it up. All right. Woohoo! Alrighty. We're going to microwave this for 2.5 minutes. And then we're going to stir it and microwave it some more. Alright. So while that's microwaving, I already shredded my cheese. I did not buy enough mozzarella, so we have some Kojak in there. But we're going to strain, there's, it says 1 package of frozen spinach, thawed and drained. So these are our produce bags, which I find awesome for straining out liquids like this. So that is that. And then I have my spinach. And this bag is washable, so it can be reused. I don't know if that's Pampered Chef thought about doing this when they made these, but that's what I mostly use them for, because I always leave them at home and forget to take them out. So we're not going to use the tray at first. We're going to start with just the baker. And this is a partially glazed, so on the inside you've got the normal stone that will cook so nicely, and then on the outside it's nice and pretty to make it nice and pretty. So you can just go from oven to table and not have to worry about putting it in something pretty, because it is pretty. All right, I'm gonna stir this. Real quick. And then we'll heat it some more. And then we're going to make some breadsticks. Now the recipe just calls for breadsticks twisted up. I'm adding cheese because that's what I like. I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to add a whole stick or a half a stick in the bread. So in the pizza dough. So I might have to think about that. So, all right. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna put about a third of our sauce in the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna spread that around a little bit. Yum. Who loves lasagna? A little bit more. There we go. Yep. All right. Then we are putting, the recipe calls for 36 ounces of frozen cheese ravioli. And I'm not very good at being a rule follower, so mine came in 25-ounce containers, bags, instead of 36. So we're gonna do some cheese and some beef. So we're gonna do a little bit of both. We said to put them in a single layer, so we're just gonna put some in. Do some of the cheese. That one's stuck together. Those are stuck together. Let's do some of the beef. I've been really excited to try this recipe for a while, and I just haven't had a chance, so very excited that you're making it with me today. And thanks for joining me. Put a couple more in here. All right, then it says to put half of the spinach in. So I'm going to crumble that over this. And you could probably substitute broccoli in here, but I just don't think of broccoli with that kind of stuff. Think of spinach. But you could probably substitute something else for the spinach. Onions would be good. Peppers. All right. Now it says to put, where are we? I lost my place. Crumble half of the spinach over the ravioli. Top the spinach with a third of the cheese. So this I did a extra coarse grate with our dual grater. One side's some semi-fine, not real fine, and the other side's extra coarse. I love that thing. It has a food holder, so you won't necessarily cut yourself. All right, then it says, okay, we're supposed to repeat. So put some more sauce. Yes. And oh, there's also basil that I grew in this sauce. I'm trying to think what else I put in it when I made it. Then more ravioli. Doing our layers. And then there's some beef ones. So in my sauce, I roasted in the oven the garlic, onions, peppers. I did some Hungarian peppers. I get those from a local farmer here who I used to babysit for. If any of his kids are watching, just say hi. Y'all know who you are. All right. Then we're gonna do the rest of the spinach. Anyway, so I got Hungarian peppers, and those are a little spicy. So it is a little bit of a spicy seasoning sauce that I made. But I think it gives it just the right amount of flavor. I really like it. He was surprised when I told him I was putting it in my sauce. But that's me. I like different things. And it's not like it's hot. It's just like a little bit of spice. So I think it's great. More cheese. Cheese is the best thing. I love cheese. Who loves cheese? Alright. Place a final layer of ravioli on top. And spread the remaining sauce and top with the remaining cheese. And then we're going to bake it. I think I'm going to probably use most of this. Mine might not look as pretty as theirs, but that's okay. All right, sauce. Pour the rest of the sauce on. Scrape that yummy stuff in here. Spread those tomatoes out a little bit. I think this might become a new favorite of mine because that's pretty easy. And the rest of the cheese. Oops. Now, it says to bake for 45 minutes, but at 15 minutes before this is done, we're going to add the lid with our breadsticks on it. So, what did I do with my timer? Oh, I put it behind my cookbook. So, I'm going to take my timer and going to hit 30. All right, because when that goes off, I'll put the breadsticks on top of this and add. So this is my number 4 timer. So I'm going to hit my number 3 and I'm going to add 15 to that, so that when I put that in, I can just go from timer 4 to timer 3 and add to it. All right, I'm going to put this in and start my timer. Woohoo! Now, let me get another cutting mat out. Because I got sauce all over that one. All right, so let's make our breadsticks. Got my pizza dough, which you could make. I just didn't have time. All right. I know they tell you to use a spoon, but I would just pop it with my hand. All right, let's unroll this. Yum. All right, it said to cut them into 8 equal parts. So, you can use a knife. I love these color-coded knives. They're so cool. But I also like the pizza cutter. So I'm going to cut it in half. And cut it in half. And then cut those in half. And there's our 8 equal pieces. All right, then we're gonna melt some butter. Put this in the microwave. And we're going to use one of my new favorite seasonings, which is garlic Parmesan. So good. I mostly put it on French fries, but we put it on some chicken and we've put it on bread. I haven't actually made breadsticks with it, so I'm kind of excited about that. So it says, ooh, I think the butter's done. Butter is done. All right. Where was I? So 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of seasoning. This is the Measure All. This side is for solids. The other side is like that for liquids. It's got a little pour spout. This is, I love this thing. When I make bread, this is like my best friend. I can do all my measuring in here because it has teaspoons and tablespoons. Love this thing. All right. Might accidentally get some extra. So this is a finely ground, so that it won't burn in the air fryer. So if you put it on something in the air fryer, like French fries, it's not gonna burn because it's finely ground, especially formulated for that. All right, let's stir this up. This is our basting brush, which I will use to brush this onto our bread. All right, now to decide, put a whole stick or a half stick. Let's see. I think a whole. Then I'm gonna just twist it around the cheese and tuck the ends. I'm going to squeeze the ends a little bit so the cheese doesn't run everywhere. Twisty. Yep, this is going to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I always change stuff up like this. That's what part of the fun of cooking and stuff is, figuring stuff out, figure out what you like. You don't have to follow the recipe exactly. Now, if you're baking something, you know, you don't want to like not put the correct amount of something in, because baking is a chemistry. It's a science. And so I worked for a guy who used to work for Pillsbury doing science-y stuff, making sure the mixes that they sold worked. And I learned a lot working for him. And he explained that, you know, sometimes if you substitute something, it doesn't work. So you have to find out. And there's been lots of people that have gone before us that have figured this stuff out. And so why not learn on their knowledge? I read something new today. Not sure how close these need to be. Oops, that one didn't. There we go. Pinchy, pinchy. Somebody, their grandmother always told them to, I cut that one a little thin, with her empty canning jars, not to just store them empty, but to store them with water in it. Never ever thought of that or heard that. My grandparents didn't do that. But in the thing I read, I don't remember what when it froze down in Texas the winter before last, they were without electricity and water. So she had water, because as long as you get it from a safe source, you can keep that. I mean, yeah, it'll go stale. Just boil it and it's fine. So she actually had her neighbors were begging her for water because they all knew and had given her a hard time that she did that. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, that is such a good idea. Who ever thought of that? But I'm like, that is cool. So I think we might have to start doing that with our empty canning jars. All right, squeeze those over a little bit more. So who's to say that you can't do something different? All right, let's brush these. I'm so excited about these. These might become something that we have regularly. Yum. Nice. Smells so good. The garlic and the Parmesan, those are definitely one of my favorite things to have together. You know, and we have a garlic Parmesan oil that I also used on my French fries, and then I sprinkled it with this, and that is just really good. We're gonna use all this butter up. We're gonna just slather it on all of them. Make sure that we have them nice and coated. Ooh, yum. Yum, yum, yum. All right. And so in 21 minutes, I will add these on top of the baker in there. And I will come back and show you after I pull it out of the oven. All right. Our ravioli lasagna and breadsticks are almost ready. I'm so excited. So, got 10 seconds. I don't know if I can wait that long, so we're just gonna stop it. Check these out. Yum! Look at that. That looks amazing. Amazing. Okay, it says to remove from the oven and let rest on the tray, with the tray on top, for 10 minutes. So, that's the breadsticks. They look pretty awesome. All right, we're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes. Okay, and we're back. Been resting for 10 minutes. Oh, wow. That looks awesome. Okay. Let's serve this up. So this is, let's see what the serving size is on this. 12 servings. There's 12 servings in here. So, keep that in mind, although there's only 8 servings here, or 6. This is the old style scoop and serve. It's got these awesome sides, which are perfect for this. Yum. This smells so good. I wish you guys could smell it. Yum. This, why do I have my hot mitt on? That one got a little more spinach than the other one. Just put a little more spinach in there. Oh, this smells so good. Okay. Yum. And get some couple of breadsticks. I said a couple. I'll only do 2. Look at that! Isn't that yummy? Have a good night.